So I don't know if this person is a parent or not, but I'm going to go ahead and respond to their comment. And as a side note, if you are a parent, I'm tagging you and you're estranged, you're the reason why. And I'm going to elaborate on that after I read the comments. So let's get into it, shall we? Adult children in this generation lack empathy, mostly narcissistic, and love, in capital letters, playing the victim. Parents are such an easy target. Take note, adult children just want their parents to disappear once they don't need anything from them anymore. Well, I think the person lacking empathy here is the one who's calling adult children who have been abused playing the victim. I've been no contact for over 30 years. I'm not an adult child of today, as you put it. What's happening that you don't seem to understand is that the adult children of today have access to mental health materials, to the internet, to therapy, to things that allow them to find out why it is their relationship with their parent is so painful and failing. And once they find that information, they go back to that parent many times, not all the time, okay, before somebody comes at me, but many times they go back to that parent and they try to fix that relationship. They ask them to go to therapy with them. They ask them to take ownership of the things that have hurt them. They ask them, most importantly, and this is the number one thing, I'm a therapist, this is what I work with. These are the clients that I work with. They ask that parent, if they cannot take ownership or do any of that or do the therapy, to at a minimum respect the boundaries that they have and not cause them pain. And guess what? Those parents respond very much like you did. They blame them. They say, you have a problem, you're overly sensitive. Or they might say, I'm sorry if I hurt you, and then they continue the behavior. And at some point in time, particularly through that adult child's therapy journey, they come to the realization and they have to accept that in order to be in a relationship with that parent, they have to be able to navigate it without being continually hurt and sabotaged. These types of parents sabotage them. They sabotage their adult relationships with people who support them. And when they start looking at what the quality of that relationship is and what that means for the long term for their life, they realize that the only way that they can actually heal and live a life that is filled with safety and relationships of their choosing instead of relationships, they have to walk away. I would have done anything, and I did, and I tried to have a relationship with my mother, who, by the way, is a sociopath and a narcissist. Because a child's need for a parent is stronger than probably any other need of any other kind in this entire universe. She wouldn't come to the table. That's the bottom line. It didn't behoove her. And it sounds like you're not going to come to the table if you have an adult child. And blaming it on a generation, that doesn't hold water. And there's a bunch of people out there, they talk about the boomer generation and this generation and that generation. The bottom line is nothing has really changed with certain types of people who abuse their children. And it's not generational in terms of they didn't know any better. People who are narcissistic abusers, they do know better. They prove it all the time. Because the abuse that they perpetrate is behind closed doors and it's underground and it's manipulative, and in front of everybody else, they're the parent of the world, the best parent in the world kind of thing, award winning. And this thing of, once we don't need anything anymore, we just disappear. We always need our parents' love. I will forever, I'm 58 years old. I've been no contact for over 30 years. And I wish I knew what it was like to have a mother's love, a mom. That never goes away.